is July 19, 2024 at 10 a.m. in the morning. I was thinking to make the video a little earlier, but then I was listening to a meditation, deep self-healing from the Insight Timer app. It was more about the chakras. When I started doing it, I didn't really know it's actually chakra related, but in between I was doing other things too. I was actually kind of checking the news, which I should not be, because then what's the point of meditating? It was a long one, 30 minutes, and I think, I don't know, I couldn't keep my concentration going for that long. You know, that happens sometimes. I actually haven't checked news for months, maybe, I don't know, 3 months, until the last week. Last week and a half maybe. I almost didn't know or didn't care what's going on. But here and there, now that I check, I have to make sure that I don't get sucked into it, and I stopped using Facebook around the same time, 3-4 months now, and I actually deactivated my account temporarily for the last I think it's been about a week or two, and then I don't really miss it. Isn't it interesting how our mind works? Because there used to be time that I would go to Facebook multiple times a day, and now for months I don't go there and I don't miss it. So it's all about the habit. What do they say? We are the creatures of habit, or something like that. There's a saying. Yeah. And with that habit, I was thinking this morning, so I was talking to a friend yesterday after a long time. We connected, we talked on the phone for a little bit, just chit-chat. I was here and there. I try to keep my connections with friends. Once in a while, people have busy life, but here and there we try to text and talk or something. So anyway, I was talking to this friend after a while, maybe after a month or so, and I was talking about something, and he was saying that you're a saint to me. I told him that, no, you haven't seen my other side. It was kind of funny. Now, I am no saint, but I was thinking it's nice to hear good things from our friends. And there was a thing that made me a little sad yesterday, and it is so funny that in our life, so I had a very good chat with a friend, and then normally what would make us feel happy, even though I'm no saint, was like some of the good things when people tell us about ourselves. We tend to not necessarily ignore them, but we don't ponder over those good things much. We think of the hurt, we think of the sadness more, and which makes us more sad. It's like Buddha's 2 arrows story. When the first arrow hits, it hurts us, but then because we are the creatures of habit, our positive mind and negative mind, how I usually use those 2 hands, the negative mind is so much more powerful. It's almost like the right hand and left hand. Right hand is so much more powerful if you're a right-handed person. So I feel like for the left hand to become more strong, we have to use it more. It has the capability to become like the right hand. Because there are people, very few, who can use both hands similar or left hand and right hand. And that I'm talking about the real physical writing and other things that they do with both hands. So anyway, now in the beginning I always talk about the progress. I started doing it from last couple of days, I think, where I try to follow this formula. In the beginning I try to talk about the progress from the day before, so that I always focus on the progress in myself. And because we can only change ourselves, we can transform ourselves, nobody else. And I kind of talk about random things, and then I ground myself with meditation or something like that. These are the 3 things usually I talk about in the morning videos. So today the progress. So the good thing was that as I was thinking about that, and I knew that I was focusing on the sad emotion rather than the happy emotion. And a few days ago I used that concept as the emotions that are, so in Buddhism there's this unpleasant, neutral, and pleasant feeling. And unpleasant stays in the basement, with the neutral feelings are always on the second floor, or first floor rather. First floor, the living room, the kitchen, the family room, and the pleasant feelings are upstairs, or second floor, bedroom, bathroom, wherever, whichever way your house is. So anyway, so 3 levels. And so how Thich Nhat Hanh would say is that the anger, sadness, jealousy, hatred, all of the seeds, along with the good seeds, are all within us. It's not outside of us. Those are the triggers. Some of the triggers that kind of waters those seeds, and then it comes up to the living room, and then we start to ponder over it. But we have the option or power to not water that seed, because another talk on YouTube I listened to a couple of days ago was that the trigger that happens is external, but the ammunition is filled by ourselves. So somebody could trigger us to say something, but for feeling bad or sad or depressed about it is up to us. They're not telling us to feel bad. We tend to feel bad by watering that seed in us. So we have to figure out a way to not hit it with that second arrow. And I thought that the first step of that is to having that awareness. So yesterday I had that awareness. Now, was I able to do that, like controlling that emotion? There were little moments where I was able to get my awareness to come to the first floor in a metaphorical sense, meaning to the neutral feeling zone. And I started in my mind feeling grateful about the things that are going good in my life. And so those are the neutral feeling, like how Thich Nhat Hanh would say that when you don't have a toothache, that's a neutral feeling. But when you have that awareness, that neutral feeling can become a pleasant feeling, because we don't really appreciate those neutral feelings, but when we have a toothache, we appreciate that, and remembering that we don't have a toothache, we are not facing a lot of challenges that many parts of the world face. There is war and so much more going on. People who don't have enough money to eat every day. So when we think about those, that can make us feel more grateful. So I was trying to get my mind there and forget about what my friend said. The good thing to me about that, I'm saint, which was metaphorically in the second floor, which I was not thinking. And that's where our mind is like so much more focused in those familiar feeling of not feeling good, or because we have to literally constantly train the positive thinking and all that stuff. And sometimes it's with the force, sometimes it may not be with the force, but we gotta keep doing that, and then it becomes a habit. But we gotta keep doing that. And a lot of time it helps with when we have a sangha in Buddhism. The sangha is people who practice together. So another friend of mine yesterday sent me a text saying that the yoga and meditation, those things really help. And sometimes that friend and I, we kind of keep each other in check, that we're practicing the mindfulness and all that. A little bit different practice, but all in all, they make us feel better. So it always helps, if anybody's watching this video, have a group of people, or even better, if you don't have a group, have somebody who you can it's kind of like an accountability partner, where if you fall off the track, somebody else can remind you. As life gets busy, things get busy, these are the things that goes out the window first, because there is no, unfortunately, when our mind is sad and stressful and things like that, there is no outward indication other than when people, maybe they fight or react, other than that. But when you have a physical issue, a pain or something else, it can be it is visible. And it is hard. The challenges with our mind, also what happens is, until it gets too bad, we don't recognize it. And by the time it gets too bad, then it takes a lot longer to get back on track. It's almost going to the gym for physical body. I'll say we gain 5 pounds, and then we have to lose that 5 pounds, and we start exercising and eating healthy. That 5 pounds, losing that 5 pounds is much easier now. Say initially when we had the 5 pounds, and then we don't take care of it, we keep gaining more, 10, 15, 20, 30 pounds. And then the same thing when we start going to the gym, it's not going to be an easy task. 5 pounds can be, if we really work hard, less than a month, you can lose that weight. But the 30 pounds could take 6 months to lose. So similarly, our mind is like that. If we have little hurt, can be healed. In a month. But you have a lot of hurt. And sometimes you just wait for the time, because the time is what they say, time heals everything. I have this Buddha picture over there. It says 7 rules of love, right? 7 rules. One of the rules says time heals everything. And it's okay to feel confused, sad, because life is supposed to be a mixed bag. Not always happy, not always sad. All of these emotions we are supposed to feel as human. So the other day, when I was doing a worksheet from a book, it talked about what I would say to my younger self, and it was only one thing, and I wrote that to be grateful for the things that I had when I was little, and we didn't grow up with a lot in India. I was one out of 6 kids. I was youngest, and up to 6 years old, my dad was the only one who had a job, and then he died suddenly with stroke. And then eventually my brothers got a job. So it was okay. It was not, we were not poor, but American standard probably be poor, but it was okay. And the other day when I was talking to somebody, so I was sharing that with her, and that answer in the book, it said that answer is deep rooted with my values. I was like, okay, that's great. It's deeply rooted with my values about being grateful, so that's great. Because gratitude is a positive, very positive emotion. And then it said, a third point on that book was that this is supposed to be a gift that I have, that I should share with the world. So the person I was talking to, I was telling her that, this is what I had noticed, but I don't really know how I'm supposed to share gratitude with the world. So I was still kind of imagining and thinking, okay, how do I share? And then I told her the story about how in 2019 at a workplace, it was a 100 people team. I came up with the gratitude wall idea, and at the time, interestingly, I actually didn't even know that it was a concept. I just kind of randomly thought about it. I was listening to the Dale Carnegie book a lot, and I focused on making people feel better at work, and I was trying to help, and from that I just came through. Okay. I just thought about making people feeling better, and I think I was saying I just came up with that idea. I don't know what was going on in my head. Anyway, I just came up with that idea, and then I did the gratitude wall, and it was a very well received. It was a small company and they wanted to actually implement it in the other parts of the organization. It was a 400-500 people organization, so that was really nice. And I also told her that how I had the gratitude wall here created at home very recently. Since this January I started adding these cards. Most of them I add on most days, and a while ago Alice used to add them. She doesn't do it anymore. I think she got kind of bored with them. And then some of them my husband added. And recently, a couple of days ago, I actually bought this from Amazon, the gratitude card deck, because I thought that, okay, Alice got bored with that, so maybe we'll try something else. Anyway, so I was not able to connect the dots, and then she, the person I was talking to, she was actually saying, see that you did share it with the world in some way when you, at work, you created that for the company and then for a team, and then they wanted to adopt it in the other parts of the organization. So that's sharing with the world, and it kind of really resonated with me. I was like, yeah, I did that, and then I did it at home, and so I'm still thinking more about that, like how I can do more. I guess when I was talking in this video, it made me realize that when I created that gratitude wall back in 2019, and when I started the story, the first thing I said is I wanted to help. And I guess that's probably one way that figured out a way how I can help people all around me, family, friends, other people I come across. I don't know, I think I'll keep thinking more about it, but because when we can help with generating positive feelings for other people, it helps us to feel better too. So, and maybe that's how I am wired that way, that when I help others to feel better in the process, I feel better, because if I go with that answer, because that was a one question answer, there was no multiple choices. The question was, what would I tell my younger self? And I had to think through and answer that question, and it says it is deeply rooted with my values, and it's a gift. It's supposed to be a gift in me that I should share with the world. Anyway, so today, since last night was a little challenging with emotions, and I, even though I was aware, I couldn't really switch my thought process as much. That was a learning experience, though. It was a little progress I made, I would say, where I I was aware of that. That comes from mindfulness, because when you are practicing mindfulness, you are aware and you don't react. So today I sent a text to a friend saying that someone who was not having the best day yesterday, I said, look for something good today at home or at work, and it will happen. Keep focusing on that little good thing. And then I shared this picture of my coffee where it says, enjoy the little things. And I said, I will be doing that too, a little something good. Later in the day, this evening, I have Toastmasters, so I'm looking forward to that. I'm going to give a speech. The community of Toastmasters always make me feel better. I have been doing it for a long time now. So we have a good club where we feel very connected to each other, and that's a very nice thing. I plan on going in person, and I do like in-person meetings where you get to talk to people. And interestingly, in the speech, I actually will do a little bit of mindfulness practice in the middle of the speech. It has, I'll have about 2-3 minutes where I would help kind of guide people to do a little breathing, focusing on the sound, use all 5 senses. So that'll be fun. So I'm looking forward to that. Yeah, so I think with that, I'm just going to actually do that here in this video to ground myself with all my senses, and then finish the video. And as I do that, I'll also set deep intention for a good rest of the day and evening and the weekend as well. And hopefully the next week, because intention setting does help with the subconscious and connecting with the collective consciousness, the universe's subconscious. I couldn't really smell anything, but I was breathing in to my body and really sensing it, feeling it. As far as sound goes, I can hear myself talking, and very light sound somewhere far away. And I can see all the colors here, the books, the gratitude card deck, the God's pictures, the Shiva God, Hindu God. If you have seen any of my video before, I'm usually mostly sit here, and especially in the morning videos. And this is from Amazon, and this is God Balaji. Also, I got from Amazon. So different colors and objects. And the taste, the coffee. And the temperature is a little bit on the colder side, not hot, not too cold. I feel the fabric and the chair and the clothes that I'm wearing, the bracelet, the string, the hair in my head. Normally I won't really feel the hair in my head, but since I'm doing mindfulness practice, I'm feeling the senses, I'm feeling that. So these are the 5 bodily senses, and I tend to do the 6th sense, which is our mind. Right now I'm not really thinking much. I'm just looking outside, looking at the trees, the blue sky, the white clouds, and Mother Earth, the sun. Feeling grateful for them, and water, fresh air that we can breathe in. Many people in the world can't. So feeling grateful for all of that. And this morning when I wrote down the gratitude card, I wrote down that I'm grateful for the life I have and many lessons that I am learning. The other day there was a TED Talk video where she is actually a professor at Penn State, and she was talking about how life is supposed to be life. Life is not supposed to be happy always, because life has these ups and downs, which is in everybody's life. They have ups and downs, and so you gotta be grateful. We gotta be grateful for the good moments and also for the challenging moments, because those are the ones that teaches us lessons. Because if life was always good, it won't seem good, because our perception or thinking would be different too. So because we have the valleys and peaks, so that's why you appreciate the peaks more. That's why you appreciate the happy feelings more when we experience the sadness and we learn from it. So I'm grateful for those two. Without the challenging experiences, we won't be learning, we won't be growing. Okay, I'll finish this video, and later in the day maybe I'll make some quick ones. I might try to go to the gym today. I'm not sure. This whole week somehow I was not able to go. I have a doctor's appointment that I'll be going in about half hour or so, maybe in the afternoon. I might try to go to the gym, or while coming back from the appointment I might do that. I'm not sure. I'll figure it out. In the evening I have Toastmasters, so really looking forward to that. If anybody watches this video, you have a wonderful day, and set good intention for the day to go well, or the weekend to go well in the coming week. It does help, even if it's a tiny bit, that setting that little intention can change even a little thing, and that is helpful, and then it becomes a habit. So I have been trying that, and I think it is helping. Okay,